welcome to another pick a card reading. So today we're going to find out, why are you thinking so much about whatever person is on your mind? I'm going to be asking Spirit, what connection or energy ties you to this person? Is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two? And are they currently thinking about you? And if so, why? Then I'm going to be taking this over into the extended on Patreon. We'll find out what spiritual or karmic lesson is tied to this connection. Is this person meant to play a significant role in your future? And what should you do to find clarity or peace regarding this person? So I'm going to go ahead and put the thumbnail up on the screen now. If you need to pause the video and meditate on which pile to select, you can do that. And as always, you can pick more than one pile if you want to. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in and see what the cards have to say. Hello, pile number one. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to shuffle this deck using the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot today. And we will find out the first part of your reading, what connection or energy ties you to this person that you can't stop thinking about. Let's see. Spirit, for pile number one, for the collective, what connection or energy ties them to the person who's on their mind? The person they can't stop thinking about. What connection or energy ties them to the person they can't stop thinking about? What connection or energy ties them to the person they can't stop thinking? Two more, I think. Let's see. Oh, the Fool just tried coming out. Interesting. In this deck, it's the Dreamer. So, some of you, side message, some of you could be dreaming about this person, or you have had dreams about them, or at some point they've actually discussed with you that they had a dream about you. Or you guys have had the same dream. Something along those lines. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. We've got the Ten of Wands. The Nine of Cups. Oh my gosh. I was talking about the Fool, but look what's on there. Dreams. What? Okay, that's interesting. Then we've got the Queen of Swords, which is Libra energy. Then we've got the King of Cups, Scorpio energy. Then we've got the Two of Swords. I'm going to adjust this in a minute. We've got the Ace of Cups. Right under that Nine of Cups, too. We've got the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. And then we've got the Queen of Cups. That would be Cancer energy. Interesting. Right under the King of Cups. So, you guys are a divine match. That's interesting. Okay. So, what connection or energy ties you to this person? There's this interesting energy where it's like a dual energy, where we've got a lot of like cups energy here and here. And then we've got the air and we've got some fire, but we've got this air here and air here. So it's like mental and emotional. The Two of Swords is making me think that there's a lot of back and forth energy, indecisiveness, unable to make a move. And maybe you're thinking about them because you're wondering where they stand in regards to their own feelings or this situation. Because when I'm seeing the Two of Swords and then the Ace of Cups next to each other, this is making me think that someone isn't offering the cup. They're kind of just at a standstill, pretty much. I feel like this has been stressing you out with that Ten of Wands because you see this person as some sort of wish fulfillment. It's giving someone who checks off all the boxes. Someone who makes you incredibly happy. Someone who is like part of your wildest dreams. But there's also a coldness here. Like, even though we have all these cups and emotions and this divine counterpart energy, we also have Queen and a Knight here. So this makes me think that they're still deliberating, but they're in some sort of lesser mental energy. More, I'm not going to say totally immature. This isn't like a page, but the Knight isn't as mature as a Queen. So while emotionally they are mature, mentally they're just not there, which is why we have the Two of Swords here. Some of you could have actually asserted incredibly healthy boundaries with this person, with that Queen of Swords energy. Because she's like the no BS queen. She's not afraid to throw up some heavy walls that nobody can climb or break down. So with this combination of the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Wands, it's giving me, you know, I really like you, that Nine of Cups and all this other Cups energy, and I wish you would make a move. But if you're not willing to put in some effort and meet me halfway, I'm going to have to assert my boundaries. I don't feel like you've blocked this person. I just feel like some of you could have, but I feel like there's just something here where you're not putting up with their crap and you're ready to limit contact if necessary. Some of you have already done that, you know, because there's something here about, even though you care a lot about this person, even though you have feelings for them, at some point, because of their indecisiveness, because it's stressing you out, for your mental well-being and your emotional well-being, you have to limit contact with them or end up blocking them and going full no contact at all. Now, for some of you, this could be parents, because we've got all these court cards here. We've got a match here, King and Queen of Cups. We've also got Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords. So this is also giving me maybe like a mother figure, father figure, and a sibling. That's not going to be for everybody. And maybe they've been on your mind a lot lately if you've put up those healthy boundaries. Maybe they haven't reached out and they've been stuck in that Two of Swords energy. Maybe it stressed you out because you thought they would have contacted you by now and made some sort of, I don't know, like extended an olive branch, I guess you could say, like made some sort of emotional offer, whether this is platonic, romantic, familial, it doesn't matter. It just feels like you were hoping that they would reach out, that they would have made a decision by now. So that's what I'm seeing for that's what I'm seeing for the what connection or energy ties you to this person. So it just feels like you're kind of in a stressed out state. I feel like a lot of you actually are tired of thinking about this person. That's not going to be for everybody, but the majority, I'd say like 80 to 85% of you, maybe even 90%, are just sick and tired of waiting around and hoping to hear from this person. It's starting to feel like a heavy burden at this point. And let me just say, I mean, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to wait around for a tarot reader to tell you this or anybody else in your life. If somebody isn't showing up for you and they're not putting in the effort when you are, that's not your person. And I understand it's a bit more difficult when it's like a family member, but sometimes, you know, I hate that we as a society tell people, oh, you have to stick with family members because they're blood, you know, those are your blood relatives. Well, if they're toxic, that's kind of pointless, isn't it? Like, for your mental and emotional well-being, you need to assert healthy boundaries with that Queen of Swords energy. I do feel like this person is going to come in at some point, but we'll find out about that in the second part of your reading, which I'm just going to go ahead and jump into right now. Alright, pile number 1. Let's find out, is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two? Spirit, for pile number 1, is there any unfinished business or unresolved feelings between them and the person on their mind? Is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between pile number 1 and the person they can't stop thinking about? Person on their mind. Is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings? Woo! Between them and the person on their mind. see. Oh my god. Of course we got that. Okay. How many cards do we have? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We do have the cards. Okay. By the way, the Ace of Swords and the Sun tried to come out. Like, they actually popped out. They're, like, extra cards. I'm going to keep them in mind. I'm not going to leave them out. But I'm going to keep them in mind for your reading, because I feel like they popped out for a reason. Okay. First up, we've got the Nine of Cups again. And the reason I'm saying, oh my god, was because I was talking about the Fool tried to come out. The Dreamer in this deck, the first time around when I was shuffling, and I said something about you could be seeing this person in your dreams, and then of course the Nine of Cups has dreams on here, and they came out like right behind each other, like one after the other. So again, there's something here about dreams. So Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, Aquarius energy. By the way, if I didn't say it, Aries, Aquarius for the Dreamer, for the Fool, I should say. We've got Judgment, which is renewal, Scorpio energy. We've got Balance, which is Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Lots of major arcana here. We've got Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. And then we've got another major arcana, Release, which is Death. So this is more Scorpio energy. So, is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two? 100% yes. I am viewing this as there's going to be a second chance here, or something's going to come back around, because we do have Judgment here. And Judgment makes me think of like it's a rebirth. It's second chance at something. It's getting clarity on a situation. And then with the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles here, this is talking about something brand new, like a new beginning, a new opportunity, one that's actually stable, taking a leap of faith in a new direction, seeing where things go, right? Plus, on top of that, with the Death card here and the Judgment card, again, something had to end so something could transform and come back around. It's interesting because I'm almost seeing like a progression with these cards. Like the Nine of Cups and the Fool here, the Dreamer. It's like, it's just a dream in the beginning. That you two might talk again, might get back together again, might see each other again, whatever the situation is. And then it becomes a bit more grounded, a bit more tangible. There's an opportunity here, something new. Also, I'm noticing that on this Ace of Pentacles, it's in the fall. So look at all these leaves falling. Death, release, let it go. Out with the old, in with the new, right? And then with the King of Swords here, it's giving someone is in their mind trying to be analytical, trying to be objective and fair-minded about a situation. This is a very mature energy. Unlike the first part of your reading, which was basically saying, I don't know. I don't know if I want to come back. I don't know. It feels like an older energy, like, or they're in that energy now. And in the future, they're going to be in this King of Swords energy. Because we had the Two of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords. But here's the King of Swords. Now they're more knowledgeable about the situation. Now they see things more clearly. Again, Ace of Swords tried to come out. Having a breakthrough, having that truth and clarity on a situation. He could even be holding that Ace of Swords, right? Then it moves on to Well, maybe there's a chance that we can at least talk again. They want to, I always think about what the angel blowing the trumpet, like they want to get your attention. They want to hear and sound the alarm. They want you to notice them. Then there's the balance. There has to be a compromise. They are trying to stay grounded, stay objective, not be too much in their emotions, right? It's all about moderation, about self-control. But they're holding themselves back from this Knight of Cups energy. They want to rush in. They want to sweep you off your feet again. Or if this is like platonic or familial, they want to tell you that they do actually care about you, even if you didn't feel that way previously. It's an emotional experience, right? But it can often be kind of dramatic. So it feels like they're trying to, again, restrain themselves, have some sort of self-control, moderate themselves. But there has to be a transformation here. Like a phoenix. You see the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? Reborn. So again, there's a rebirth here. Something had to end. So something new could begin. So as far as unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two, yeah, there's a lot. And I can't forget that the sun was here too, Leo energy. And this talks about success, being enthusiastic, and it talks about just being happy and fulfilled as well. And I think ultimately this is what you want, and this is what they want. Now, they may not be showing that to you right now, okay? I know a lot of you are probably sitting there going, haven't heard from this person. But I think on the back end, like behind the scenes, what you're not seeing clearly is that they have all of these emotions. They've been stuck in their head. If they didn't make a choice, or if they were trying to choose between you and another person, or if they were just not really doing anything at all. They were just kind of in this stuck, stagnant energy, and you tried to move on. This has really affected them mentally and emotionally. And they want to come back around. They want to have that chat with you. They are wearing their heart on their sleeve. And they're ready for this new stable beginning. This could also be like family, because I'm seeing there's a kid here on the Fool. There's a kid here on the Ace of Pentacles. There's usually 2 children on the Judgment card. I think there's usually one on Death too, if I remember correctly. And then we've got the Sun, which usually also has a kid. And then, of course, the one on the Ace of Swords. So this could be a rebirth between you and another person for the sake of your children. This could also be, like I said, a family situation where it's a parent or parents or siblings who have never given you the affection that you need, or who have never supported you in any way in whatever endeavor in life that you've chosen to chase. This could even be like you getting a certain degree that they didn't want you to get, or you going down a career path they didn't want you to go down. You just have to remember, you don't live life for them, you live it for you. It's your life, not theirs. But I do see something here where it just feels like there wasn't a lot of affection. Someone was indecisive and just not putting in any effort. And that's about to change. Once you asserted those healthy boundaries, once you cut them off, they've been all up in their head about this and in their emotions. So I do see this coming back around. You guys definitely have unfinished business or unresolved feelings, and that's going to have to be worked out. So let's go ahead and jump into the third and final part of your reading. Alright, pile number 1, let's find out. Are they currently thinking about you? And if so, why? Spirit, is this person currently thinking about pile number 1? And if so, why? Is this person currently thinking about pile number 1? And if so, why? I think the answer is going to be yes. But we'll see. Are they currently thinking about pile number 1? Ooh! Look at all these cards flying all over the place. Are they currently thinking about pile number 1, and if so, why? I feel the need to tell people, please remember that everyone's on different timelines. So if some of you are sitting there going, well, I don't think they're ever going to reach out again. You never know, okay? As for others, you may have just heard from them in the past few days. Okay, let's see how many this is. One, two, three, four, five, six. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's right. Yes, okay. So first up, we've got the Ten of Swords. We've got the Emperor, Aries energy. We've got the High Priestess, which is Cancer energy. I'm going to throw in Pisces as well, because I view Pisces as the mystic. And then we've got Eight of Swords. Then we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So we've got Ten of Swords and Ten of Pentacles. That's interesting. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Underneath that Emperor. Okay. We've got the Four of Swords. And the Five of Wands. And then we had a bonus card come out, the Star, Aquarius energy, which is all about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, having some sort of wish fulfillment, having faith that something's going to work out. So I do feel that they are currently thinking about you, wondering if they can work things out with you. They know that this ended on a bad note with that Ten of Swords energy. I'm hearing it left a bitter taste in my mouth. But even if they were the ones to end it, whether you asserted healthy boundaries and you ended it, or they were the ones to end it by their lack of reciprocity or their commitment to you in this connection, there's something here that it hurts. It's like time ran out. Look at this. Look at the hourglass. Time ran out. And it's painful. I do feel like this person has been stuck in their mind a lot. I've seen that throughout the reading. But we've got the Eight of Swords here. And we've got the Five of Wands underneath that. And sometimes some readers, myself included, will read the Five of Wands, even though it's Wands energy, fire energy, and not Swords energy, air energy, mental energy. It can be read as mental conflict, because it's talking about conflict and drama, being annoyed, and usually it's people fighting. It's just one person on here, but usually it's people fighting because it can be competition. However, if you're pairing it with other cards like the Eight of Swords, for instance, this could be mental conflict. This is a lot of like self-doubt, being confused, being annoyed, maybe even giving into, I don't know, negative thoughts, a negative mindset, way of thinking. So I do feel like this has really bothered them with that Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords and the Five of Wands. Now, I feel like they realize that if they want to come back in and come correct, I'm hearing come correct or don't come at all, if they want to do that, they've got to really step it up. And I think they've had to go within High Priestess, Four of Swords. That's very much like be patient, trust your intuition, contemplate what's going on, meditate on it, and hopefully you'll receive some sort of spiritual guidance that will lead you in the right direction. So it almost feels like they put down their sword. They tried to get out of these thoughts, right? Long enough so that they could actually figure out what steps they needed to take next. They realize they messed up. They know. And that's when they're going to boss up, if they haven't already, Emperor energy. They're going to come in as a leader, as someone who has their shit together, and say they want to work things out. Again, we've got Ten of Pentacles here. This could be one of two things. This could be somebody who wants to come in and work things out because they're family, Ten of Pentacles energy, or someone who wants to come in, work things out because they see you as their future. They see you in it for the long haul with them. They see building that family, that legacy with them, and whatever that looks like for the two of you. It's different for everyone, but ultimately they want to build with you. For some of you, they see you as a power couple. If this is romantic, this is This is someone who wants to be a better person after some time has passed. They see you two as this force to be reckoned with in a way, but they do view you as someone who is very healing. And you may have just triggered this person by asserting healthy boundaries. Maybe they're not someone who's used to people asserting healthy boundaries. And after you did, it's got them thinking. It's got them all wrapped up in their mind. Like, they don't even know which way is up. But that's a good thing. Sometimes we come into people's lives to force them to see things from a different perspective. I know the Hangman's not out here, but that's the energy it's giving. To change, to evolve, to heal. And sometimes we don't even realize we've done that. We've just been ourselves, right? It's like a catalyst soulmate is what it feels like. Sometimes we have catalyst karmics as well, but this person is definitely coming back around. So they're thinking about how they can, this is going to be in phases, obviously. They're thinking about how it ended. They're being stuck in their head. They're going to have to go within and really meditate on this, contemplate what went wrong. Hope they can pray to God, the universe, source, the divine, whatever they believe in, and receive some sort of spiritual guidance on the next steps to take. And I think that's when they're going to boss up and come in and say, I want to work on this. I see the light at the end of the tunnel with you. I see you as my be-all, end-all. I have faith that this will work out. And it's funny we've got the star here, because I think about, the first two parts of your reading, kept seeing the dreamer and the Nine of Cups. There's something there about, dreams, obviously. But Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. And the Fool energy is like, I know things are going to work out. It's almost like having blind faith. And that's what the star is. It's like faith in the unseen. Faith in the divine, in the universe, that something is going to work out the way you want it to. Even if you can't see how it could possibly work out at this very moment. And I think that's the energy they're stuck in. Or they will be stuck in. Depending on who's watching and what your timeline is. But yes, they do want to come back in. They're thinking about you a lot. You're heavily on their mind. And they're thinking about you because they know they screwed up. And they know they need to make amends. And they know that they have to really get their head on straight. Get their shit together. And come correct. And fix this. So that's what I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. Hopefully something in this reading resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in my next video. Hello, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and jump right into your reading. I'm going to be taking a look at what connection or energy ties you to this person. Alright. Spirit, what connection or energy ties pile number 2 to the person they can't stop thinking about? What connection or energy ties pile number 2 to the person they can't stop thinking about? The person who's always on their mind. Connection or energy ties pile number 2 to this person. Three more. Woo! That's too many. This one up. I'm gonna keep this other one. As a reference, because it did come out, and the extra bonus card is the Ten of Swords, so I'm going to keep that in mind, even though it's not going to be out here because I don't have room for it. Got 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Side note, some of you could have met this person through work. We've got 4 of Swords, King of Swords, Aquarius energy. We've got the Ace of Pentacles right under that Eight of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. Okay. That's what I was picking up. It just felt like with the Eight of Pentacles, like you guys worked together or you worked on a project together. We've got Transformation, which is the Tower. And then we've got the Moon, which is Pisces, Cancer energy. And the Tower is Aries, Scorpio. So, let me zoom in a little bit more. So what connection or energy ties you to this person? First up, like I said, there's something here about work. I'm not sure what it is. Interestingly, when the King of Swords came out, for some reason I thought, is this a boss? Is this someone who's like in a leadership role at work? That's what it was giving me. Someone who's very knowledgeable, someone who's well respected. And then we had the Moon here, and it's making me right under the King of Swords, and it's making me think that something here is hidden. Something has to be secretive. I don't know, I'm getting this energy like either you have a crush on someone and you can't stop thinking about them and that's why you're watching this reading, or you've picked up some energy from another person. It feels like this masculine energy, and you're wondering if they have a crush on you and that's why you can't stop thinking about them, like a telepathic connection. Or you two both have a mutual connection going on. You're feeling it, they're feeling it, but it's got to be kept a secret. There's something here about you two cannot let others know. Whoever this person is, it feels like they're a wish fulfillment with that Nine of Cups. You could have dreamed about this person, because the Nine of Cups can talk about dreams. And they make you very happy. I feel like with this Tower and Nine of Cups, it's almost like a dream come true. Like a sudden realization that happened that could have stopped you dead in your tracks. Where you're like, who is this person? Oh my god. They're gorgeous. They're handsome. They're exactly who I've been looking for. Or they're exactly my type. This person could be well educated. You could as well. But there's something very calming about this person. And maybe you find comfort in that. With that Four of Swords, it's making me think of someone who like meditates and just is chill. This is the type of person who would think before they speak as well. But I do feel like you're happy with them because we've got Nine of Cups and Page of Pentacles, which is like a happy, cheerful energy, like a very joyous energy. And even though we don't have the Six of Cups out here, it's giving a childlike energy. We do have the kid on the Four of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, though. There's something here about, with the Tower and the Moon, a realization, a revelation. There could have been some sort of illusion about this, like maybe you realized it wouldn't last in the long run, or you guys couldn't keep it under wraps at work or at school or wherever it's at. There's something here about like a fog or a haze being over this connection. And I think for a long time you guys could have attempted to work at this or try to work through this. Like you really wanted this new stable beginning with this person. You were really focused on them. And I think obviously you're still focused if you're watching this reading because you can't stop thinking about them. But it could have come to a point where with the Tower energy that they said we can't keep doing this and they put an end to it. Ten of Swords. It's all about some sort of ending. And this could have blindsided you, honestly. You may not have seen this coming with Tower and the Moon. Something sudden and unexpected. This could have happened a long time ago. I mean, I'm talking like, I'm getting like 9 months to a year, maybe even longer than that. And that's why you're like, why am I still thinking about this person? I'm sure that they still think about you too. Because what I believe is that we all communicate telepathically, whether we realize that or not. And if we're sending a telepathic message out to someone, for instance, it'd be like you suddenly think of someone that you haven't thought of in years. Could be this person, could be someone else. And then like a couple of days later, that person DMs you, texts you, calls you. Hey, I haven't talked to you in so long and I was just thinking about you. You're like, what the heck? I was just thinking about that like 2 days ago. Well, there's a reason why. Either they were thinking about you and sending you that message, or you thought about them and you sent them that telepathic message. I think there's something here where if this has been something that ended a long time ago and you're still thinking about them, it could very well mean that they're still thinking about you too. And whatever happened here, whether it was a work situation or there's some sort of secretive element to it. Hopefully you didn't find out that they're married or in another relationship or something along those lines. That would be bad. But it was painful with that Ten of Swords. There's something here where you were betrayed, you were backstabbed, you didn't see this coming. So I think for a lot of you, you had all this time and energy invested into this connection, into this person, and they blindsided you somehow, some way, with a betrayal, a breakup, or just saying that they didn't think they could continue with this, that you should continue with it, especially if you've been keeping it a secret, or you found out that they are in another connection, a situationship, a long-term partnership, a marriage, something along those lines. So that's what I'm seeing for what is the connection or energy that ties you to this person. Let's go ahead and jump into part 2 of your reading. Alright, pile number 2, let's take a look at, is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two? Spirit, for pile number 2, is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between them and the person they can't stop thinking about? Is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between pile number 2 and the person they can't stop thinking about? One more, I think. Okay. All right. We've got the Six of Pentacles, the King of Cups, Scorpio energy, the Six of Cups. Wasn't I just talking about that in the first part of your reading? Because I said something about it feels like they brought out, or you two brought out, the childlike energy in each other, that childlike innocence or sense of fun and adventure. Interesting. We've got the Three of Cups. Lots of emotions here. Scoot this down just a little bit. Okay. Then we've got Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. We've got Leo energy with strength. Then we've got the Nine of Swords. And then we've got the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. Okay, so is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two? Yes. There's all this Cups energy up here. And then we've got Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. That's talking about basically wanting to... First of all, it's talking about a lot of passion. Wands energy is that very fiery, passionate energy. But it's also talking about wanting to rush in and do something. Because fiery energy in the zodiacs, they're very spontaneous, very adventurous. It's like go-getter, extroverted energy. Like, I gotta get this done. I gotta go do this. Very confident, you know? And we've got Page of Wands, Leo energy here, Sagittarius energy here. Then we've got all water here. So what I'm seeing is that they want to come back in and make amends. I'm getting that with the Six of Pentacles. Sometimes the Six of Pentacles can be like a breadcrumbing type of energy. And in this sense, it would be someone coming in to send like 1 or 2 messages just to test you. Just to see if you will respond, because pages are messengers, but the Six of Pentacles is giving like someone who might be able to restrain themselves. They want to put something out there and see what they get back in return, because Six of Pentacles is all about give and take energy. What you put out, you get back. But in this case, it would be sending some sort of message. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? I was just thinking about you lately. Just to test the waters. But it's taken a lot for this person to hold back their emotions with Strength and the King of Cups. This is someone who holds a lot of emotions for you. That King of Cups is someone who's highly intuitive and compassionate and trustworthy, but also someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. And Leos can be that way sometimes too. They're all about, you know, compassion. It's interesting because Strength and King of Cups are about being compassionate. With that Strength here though too, it's all about having courage to do the right thing. So there's something here about with reaching out that they're trying to work up the courage to do so, because they want to spill their heart out. They want to tell you how they're feeling, right? With the Six of Cups and the Nine of Swords, this is someone who's reminiscing about the past. They have all these memories with you. They're being nostalgic. However, with the Nine of Swords, this is someone who is focusing on what didn't work out. They've got anxiety, possibly depression. They've been worrying about if they reach out, will you actually respond? Lots of sleepless nights. Person could even be having nightmares as well. They're just stressed out to the max about this, about how things ended between you. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's not going to be everybody, but I feel like for a lot of you, they're the ones who ended it. And it's very painful for a lot of you, especially if you were blindsided by this. But with the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands here, this is like somebody wanting to come back in, maybe through a friends group or some sort of social circle, maybe an event. Three of Cups can talk about events like weddings, engagements, birthday parties, baby showers, graduations, any sort of celebratory event. But if you have the same friends group or the same social circle, like let's say at work, if you guys work together and people want to go out for drinks and they know you usually go out with this group, maybe to try to get closer to you, they want to get back into this group, or if they've never been in this group before, maybe they'll kind of invite themselves, like, oh, hey, can I come with you guys? That sounds like fun, you know? And it's like after work drinks, or you guys deciding to go out on the weekend, or something like that. And that's how they're going to plan their entrance. Here they come. You can see this guy has got like the flowers, and he's just ready to rush in. He's very confident. He's also very passionate. But yeah, this is how they want to come back. They're going to try to, I hate saying this, but it's like weasel their way in. It's like they're trying to look for an opening of some sort so they can come back in and say what they need to say. Apologize, tell you what happened, explain themselves, explain whatever story they need to for closure reasons. But also just to get things off their chests. Like, there's a lot of unresolved feelings here. It's not just unfinished business, it's also unresolved feelings. So I feel like this has been weighing so heavily on them that they just can't handle it anymore. They know they'll sleep better at night once they tell you how they actually feel. Once they get all of this off their chest and out of their mind. And I think in a lot of ways you'll feel better too, because you'll have that closure at least. Now maybe some of you block this person, you're just done with them, you don't want to hear what they have to say, and that's fine. Everyone has free will. Your life, live it however you want to. But I think for a lot of you, you want an explanation. Like, why would you just cut me off the way you did? Why would you break up with me the way you did? Why would you just ghost me the way you did? Whatever it was. However things ended between you two. I feel like too, you guys have been focused a lot on your stability, maybe your career and finances. Some of you have been focused on actually making new friends or going out and just having fun with your friends and family. I feel like you're doing much better in life. So it's not like you guys are actually the ones in the Nine of Swords energy. I don't feel that. I feel like most of you are just living your best life, doing you, focusing on you, giving love to yourself, you know? Going after the things you're passionate about. Some of you, this could be creative endeavors, could be some sort of business, could just be lots of travel, because Page of Wands is here and that's about travel. I do feel like them coming back in, it's going to bring some sort of relief to you in your situation. It's like, okay, finally, I know why this happened. I may not agree with it. I'm never going to forget the way they treated me. But at least I have closure in that area of my life. So that's what I'm saying for the second part of your reading, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and jump into the third and final part. Alright, third and final part of your reading. Are they currently thinking about you? And if so, why? Alright, Spirit. For pile number 2, is the person they're thinking about currently thinking about them? And if so, why? Is this person thinking about pile number 2 currently? And if so, why? I think I only need one more. Are they currently thinking about pile number 2? Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. We've got the 6 of Wands. We've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the King of Cups again. Scorpio energy. We've got the 8 of Wands. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. We've got the World, Capricorn energy. We've got Release, which is Death, Scorpio energy. And then we've got 2 of Cups. So, are they currently thinking about you? And if so, why? They're definitely thinking about you. Because we've got the King of Cups is back again with all of his emotions. But we've also got the Ace of Swords and the 8 of Wands. Swords are mental energy. This is talking about needing to get clarity or having a breakthrough and revealing the truth in a situation. Like cutting through the BS or any tension between you two, anything that's gone wrong, and letting you know how they feel. 8 of Wands talks about messages, things coming in with great speed, things moving quickly, lots of activity. Could be travel as well, because we've got World and 8 of Wands here. Almost like they want to travel to you to discuss this. That's not going to be for everybody. For some of you, it's just going to be them trying to text you, call you, DM you, email you, however they want to do that. But I do feel like they're going back and forth with this 2 of Pentacles. It's almost like, will I be wasting my time trying to make amends? They know they need to come in and, you know, just be honest and open with you, but they're not prioritizing that, is what I'm feeling. It's almost like they have other priorities and they need to find some sort of balance between like work life, personal life. I also feel like they want to bring this clarity, this truth to you so they can end things. So you guys, again, can have that closure. The World is the end of the major arcana. It's the last card in the major arcana. Death card is an ending. And for some of you, it could just be they want to end the way things were between you. They want to end this old cycle with the World card here and make way for something new with the 2 of Cups. They want success and victory with that 6 of Wands. For a lot of you though, this is a release of the old connection you had with this 2 of Cups. Not just release the way things were between you and then come back together. For a lot of you, it's just they want to provide that truth and clarity about what happened. But for whatever reason, even though they have all of these emotions and they're up in their head, they know they need to send these messages to you and tell you what happened or how they feel. Again, it just feels like 2 of Pentacles is kind of up in the air. Like, oh, I'm not really worried about this right now. I've got other things to do. It's almost like they are distracting themselves with other things. They're not prioritizing what needs to be done. This could be a self-esteem issue, that 6 of Wands. I do feel like they will come back around though. I mean, I said that in part 2 of your reading, but again, they're still thinking about this. They know they've got to make things right between you in order for this connection to transform. If it's just a transformation of you two reaching closure, parting ways, moving on with your lives because it was the end of some sort of tough lesson or cycle, that's one way to look at it. If, however, it's the end of the not knowing, the uncertainty of what happened between you two, and you needing to transform the way you see things or the way they see things, and then coming back together to give it one more shot. That's also an option here. I mean, there's different people who are watching, so it's going to be different for everyone. If you know without a shadow of a doubt you're not allowing this person back into your life, you have been done with them for a long time, there is no way they're coming back, then, you know, you're coming to an end with this. Things are wrapping up. There's a completion here. You've transformed. You're like this phoenix rising from the ashes, right? You were torn down, kind of like that tower in the first part of your reading. You felt like everything just kind of burned to the ground. You had that tower moment, but then you rose up stronger. You might feel a sense of weightlessness, relief, freedom when they do come back around and tell you how they feel or what they're thinking. There's something here about having a sense of freedom. Just being in this like celebratory energy with that World card here. Like, yes, finally, I get exactly what I wanted from them. They should have done it a long time ago, but they didn't. But I'm glad they're finally coming back around now. Also, we've got Judgment, which is renewal in this deck, at the bottom of the deck, which talks about rebirth. But Judgment can also talk about someone trying to get your attention, the angel blowing the trumpet, and second chances, something coming back around. So it's like another confirmation, right? I just think the problem with this person is that they really need to prioritize what they want to say to you and how they want to go about saying it, and then just be courageous and make that first move. If they need to, just to come in and get it over with, free themselves, get that, all those emotions, all those thoughts that they haven't said off their chest. But it's all about them deciding to do that, and they're still juggling the idea. So that's what they're currently thinking about you and why they're currently thinking these things. It's really, I'd say, the ball's in their court, pile number 2. And I know that's probably not what some of you want to hear, but I do feel like they will come back around and provide some sort of closure, because they want to provide this sort of breakthrough, this truth about what happened. And it's going to be a way for you to feel that release, that death energy in the situation, so you can move forward, so they can move forward, or you can move forward together. So those are all the messages I have for you, pile number 2. Hopefully something in this reading resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Hello, pile number 3. Let's go ahead and jump right into your reading and see what messages come out for you. We'll find out what connection or energy ties you to this person you keep thinking about. Spirit, what connection or energy ties pile number 3 to the person on their mind? The person they keep thinking about. What connection or energy ties pile number 3 to the person on their mind? I'm going to take this one that's sticking out. I'm going to take this one too. I was called to it. This one. I think, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take this, 7, one more shuffle, and then pick card number 8 if it doesn't come out. Let me take this one. Okay. So first up, we've got the 3 of Swords. And I'll fix these cards in just a minute. Okay, next up, we've got the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. The Five of Swords. Wow, all Swords energy. Okay. And then the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Wands, Aries energy. The Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy. The Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. And then the King of Wands, which is Leo energy. Lots of court cards. Okay, let me fix this really quick. Okay, so what connection or energy ties you to this person? Honestly, with the Three of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and even the Knight of Swords, this feels like somebody made it's like they made an impulsive decision with another person. It's almost like they picked someone over you. We do have two queens here. We also have two knights and a king. So, I mean, it could be masculine or feminine energy, not gender specific. Take what resonates. But the fact that there's more than one makes me think that something here with this Two of Pentacles is they were trying to juggle you with another person. The Three of Swords and the Five of Swords tells me that mistakes were made. Especially a mistake that caused some sort of heartbreak or grief, loss. And the Knight of Swords is like, an impulsive decision. It's like, oh, I'm determined to make this happen. I'm just going to rush in and go for it. Also, this is all air energy, which is mental energy, but it's also like communication. So there's a lot of communication going on back and forth. This person could have wanted to play games with that Five of Swords. That is somebody who's like a risk taker, but they don't take the best risk in life. It's like they want to play games their way and they think their way is the only way, but then they realize later on that they could have cheated, or it was, something where they made a decision to get ahead somehow at the cost of someone else. So it's like someone who doesn't have integrity. There could have also been something here where they were trying to, if it wasn't another person they were juggling you with, it feels like they were trying to prioritize, or figure out what their priorities are between you and their career. Because not only do we have the Two of Pentacles here, which talks about career and finances, but we've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. And Knight of Pentacles can talk about dragging your feet in a situation. They could have done this with you and you didn't know where you stood, and all of a sudden they made an impulsive decision with that Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles talks about being practical and focusing on career and finances. And King and Queen of Wands here talks about being charismatic, being a good leader, taking a leadership role in life, or going after what it is you want, not being afraid to go after what it is you want. Be very determined. Knight of Swords and Queen of Wands, they're very determined energies. So it just feels like they made some sort of upsetting, impulsive decision that hurt you in the long run. It could have hurt other people as well, but I feel mainly it was just you, pile number 3. Now there is a match here, divine match with the King and Queen of Wands. So it's interesting that that is here. It could have felt like they were your divine match at some point, like some sort of soulmate. And maybe on some level they are, but they're just a karmic soulmate. There's some sort of karma to burn off, some lesson to learn that they needed to go through, especially because now Five of Swords, they're reassessing. The game's been played, they won, but at what cost? See how the opponent's chess pieces are down and theirs are still standing, but at what cost do they win? If you're hurting other people in the process, that's not really winning, is it? And I think they're realizing that. There's a reassessment going on. I think you've been focused on healing though, pile number 3, if I'm being honest, with that Three of Swords energy, because even though it talks about like grief and sorrow and heartbreak, it can talk about forgiveness and healing and moving on, and overcoming some sort of painful ending or cycle that happened in the past. It's like you have support, whether that's in the spiritual realm or the physical, but it's like you're learning to like forgive them. It's not that you're forgetting what they did, but you're just forgiving so you can move on, you can heal, and you can keep going. I do see you being motivated to move forward in life and not let this get you down. But again, this whole reading, why are you thinking about this person? If it's something that's coming back around and you're starting to think about them after all they did to you, it's probably because like a telepathic connection. I know some of you are going to be like, how do I cut that out? But I think we're all connected telepathically. That's why so many times you can think, oh, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a while, and like 2 days later they text you and say, hey, I was just thinking about you the other day, and you're like, wait a second, that's weird. I was just thinking about you. Yeah, there's a reason for that. I do feel like a lot of you are focused on your money and maybe some sort of creative endeavor and moving forward past this mind game. I keep hearing game playing because I'm seeing that chessboard. I think you're prioritizing yourself and your happiness and maybe some sort of transformation that's about to happen for you. This could have been a long time coming as well. Like as far as like you getting ahead, it might felt like a slog is what I'm hearing. Like you were knee deep in mud and you couldn't hardly move. But something's starting to shift and move forward. It just feels like whoever this was, you had some sort of karma to burn off with them. They had to learn a lesson, and maybe you did too, and once that was finished, it almost feels like some sort of doorway opened up and things have started to shift in your favor. You could be coming up with like new business ideas, new creative ideas. I just feel like there's a big focus on you right now and prioritizing your health, both mental health and physical health, as well as your career, your finances, and just being happy overall. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the second part of your reading and find out what's going on. All right, let's see. Is there any unfinished business or unresolved feelings between pile number 3 and this person on their mind, Spirit? Is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between pile number 3 and the person on their mind? The person they can't stop thinking about. Is there unfinished business, unresolved feelings between... I'll need one more. Let me see if that's it. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here we go. We got the 9 of Pentacles. We've got the 3 of Pentacles. See, that's what I was feeling in the first part of the reading. Like a lot of you are really just focusing on your work and focusing on yourselves. The Hermit, Virgo energy. The High Priestess, Cancer energy, but I also say Pisces, because Pisces is the mystic of the zodiac. We've got the 10 of Swords. Yep, there's that painful ending. It could have been an ending that took you by surprise as well. I'm picking that up. Because we have the 3 of Swords and then the 5 of Swords in the first part of the reading. And then 10 of Swords is like some sort of betrayal, backstabbing. You didn't see it coming. We've got the Queen of Pentacles again, right under that 3 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So again, 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. I just feel like a lot of you are just focused on your finances. 10 of Cups. And the 8 of Swords. So, yes, there is some unfinished business. And I feel like there's unresolved feelings on their side. I think you were more confused as to why this suddenly ended or what happened. It feels like you didn't get closure on that for a lot of you. That's not going to be everybody, but it feels like the majority of you, you did not receive closure like at all. So there's something here about you wish you had closure, or you just want to know why they did what they did, why they would hurt you like that when they were probably the last person you thought would hurt you. I see a lot of you in a better place now. I see you more content, more independent, focusing on your career, focusing on your finances. You've got some sort of creative talent, skill, or ability, whether you realize that or not, that you could gain serious recognition for. If you're not already with that 3 of Pentacles, there's something here about doing what you love to do and getting paid to do it. Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. So if a lot of you, side note, if a lot of you have been wondering whether you should pursue some sort of business idea, creative endeavor, even like go back to school to get a certification or degree for something. If it's calling to you, it's for you. There's a reason why it keeps calling to you, you know? Whatever you desire, desires you just as much. So there could be, I mean, this woman here is doing stained glass. Maybe some of you are into that. Or some sort of skill like pottery or painting or writing or sketching, drawing, woodworking. There's something here about a creative endeavor. But back to what I was saying. Is there unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two? Yes. It almost feels like this is you and your side. Like that Ten of Swords occurred, that painful ending. You're recovering from it. You're free to do whatever. And you're living this more content, peaceful, maybe even luxurious life. Could be self-employed with that Nine of Pentacles. And especially with Nine of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. These are all great cards for that. But you're just focused on your independence, doing you, being happy and fulfilled in life. But this section over here, it's interesting, feels like your person, the person on your mind. Hermit and High Priestess is somebody who has gone into hermit mode and gone within and asked themselves why certain things are going on, what's happening. It's a lot of introspection. With the High Priestess, it would be them waiting to receive some sort of like spiritual download, an answer to their questions. It's all kinds of self-discovery going on right here between these two. These are highly spiritual cards. So I feel like this person is taking their time. They're being patient about learning maybe why they are the way they are, why they hurt people. Some of them could be in therapy. That's not going to be for all of them, but I am picking that up. They're seeking some sort of knowledge about who they are on a deeper level. Maybe how some trauma has affected them in their life and how they affect others as a result of that trauma. This could be surrounding family because Ten of Cups is a family card. And while it's typically a wonderful card, in this spread, this makes me think that they're going within and asking themselves about what's been going on. Because like Eight of Swords is like deep-seated issues mentally. Lots of self-doubt, confusion, keeping yourself stuck and stagnant, feeling of being trapped, especially in your own mind. And maybe they've ignored that for too long, but with these cards here, it's making me think they're going within and saying, what caused this? And it feels like family issues. That's no excuse, by the way. Everybody that I've known has had family issues. Like, nobody's perfect. No family I've known ever has been perfect. But I think they ignored these issues for so long, they buried them, or they thought they did. And then when they start losing good people in their life, like you, pile number 3, they're like, why did this happen? Why did I do that? Why did I play those mental games? I lost out on a good person. Like, why would I even let that happen? You know? And they're doing this mental work, this healing, this introspection. It's like a self-improvement phase in their life. So they do feel like there is unfinished business between you two, and they do feel like there's some sort of unresolved feelings with the Ten of Cups here. It's just they can't get out of their own way long enough to step forward and actually apologize or explain why they did what they did, what's been going on with them. They feel like the type of person that keeps themselves closed off. Look how it's swords, and technically this person could just pluck these swords out of the snow. Like, how easy would that be? But they don't do that. It's almost like they're afraid to step forward. They keep this like a wall, even though it's not a wall. It's a mental wall up between them and whoever they deal with. They never fully open up and express themselves. It's like they just shut down. They could also have a fear of love. Ten of Cups can talk about love and family and blessings and living a happily ever after. They may not know what that looks like. You know, there are a lot of people on this planet that are like, I don't know what I want. I have no idea. They can't get specific and detailed and say, I want this type of house and I want this type of partner, and whether they want kids or not, or whether they want pets or not. It's like they have no idea. They're just living in the moment. But there's something here where they could have blockages related to, because of the past trauma, these blockages would be related to family and love and receiving love and that nurturing energy. And it's like they're keeping themselves mentally stuck from having their Ten of Cups. And that's on them. I do think this phase in their life where they're going within, this cycle, whatever you want to call it, they want to find some sort of way to heal themselves. Again, I was thinking the Hermit and healing and like therapy, because the star is what is in the Hermit's lantern, like the star card, and that talks about hope, healing, faith. So there's something here about they want to heal, they want to get better, but how long is that going to take? How much introspection are they actually going to do? Are they going to actually confront themselves and get out of this Eight of Swords energy? Or are they going to keep battling themselves mentally and keeping themselves in this self-imposed prison of their mind, you know? And keep doing what they're doing to other people. I feel like they want to get better on some level, but it's going to take a lot of patience. And do they have that kind of patience? I don't know. I think they're hoping there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Again, star energy. And they do see like Ten of Cups as like a wish fulfillment for them with Hermit and Ten of Cups. But again, it just feels like they don't know how to get there. And they don't fully know what they want. And they won't know until they clear this energy out. So that's what I see for the second part of your reading, as far as is there any unfinished business or unresolved feelings between you two. Let's move into the third and final part of your reading. Alright, pile number 3. Last but not least, are they currently thinking about you? And if so, why? I covered that, in the first part of your reading, I think. That if you're thinking about them, they probably are thinking about you, but let's find out. Spirit, is this person on pile number 3's mind currently thinking about them? And if so, why? Is the person on pile number 3's mind thinking about them? And if so, why? Person on pile number 3's mind currently thinking about them. If so, why? 1, 2, is that how many cards is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe 2 more. Is the person on pile number 3's mind currently thinking about them? And if so, why? Is the person on pile number 3's mind currently thinking about them? If so, why? Just need... Interesting. I'm going to take those, actually, since they came up together and it's relevant. So, let me get this and this. Oh, that's interesting. All right. The Tower. Transformation in this deck, which is Aries, Scorpio energy. We've got the Lovers, a Gemini energy. 10 of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. Sagittarius energy. Strength, Leo energy. 6 of Cups. 6 of Wands. What's interesting about this, not only do you have a 6 underneath the Lovers, because that's card number 6, but you got another 6 here. 666 could be significant. We've got Ace of Wands with the 5 of Swords back again. They came out together, so I am going to keep them together. I'm going to put them, like, I'll put it, like, right here, so you know. But I wanted to keep that... let me just put it right here. I wanted to keep those together because that 5 of Swords came out in the first part of your reading. So it's interesting. It's like a full circle moment. The final card that we pull is that, and it came out with the Ace of Wands. Okay. Are they currently thinking about you? And if so, why? Yes. Here's what I'm seeing. I feel like it's hit them suddenly with that Tower. That's like a sudden realization. Like some sort of aha moment or an epiphany. And with it coming out right, actually, Tower, Lovers, and 10 of Wands came out together. So it's interesting you suddenly had cards all just kind of grouped together, but these 3 came out together. Which tells me that they're having a sudden realization about the relationship you two had and the choices they made, because the Lovers can be about making a choice, that led them to feeling stressed out and burdened. They feel like this heavy weight is on their shoulders. They might have felt like they made the choice obviously in haste, but there's something here about they realize now that something is imbalanced, which is interesting because Ten of Wands can talk about imbalance, and I remember from the beginning of your reading, you had the Two of Pentacles, which talks about bringing balance into a situation, juggling, right? And with the Six of Cups here, they're definitely thinking about the past. They're thinking about memories, they're being nostalgic. There's something here about feeling childlike again, because it talks about children with the Six of Cups. It's just mainly a sense of fun is what they had. And they're thinking back to that because now they're stressed the F out and they have nobody to blame but themselves. And the wheel here talks about it's going to keep turning no matter what. It's going to create change in your life based on the decisions, the choices you make. Unfortunately for this person, they made the wrong choice because they were too busy playing these games. And now they're suffering the consequences of their actions. I do feel like they want to come forward and say something, I'm going to be honest. Because they've got strength here. They're thinking about the past with the Six of Cups. And then they've got the Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Just up here for a sec. So, Six of Wands, Ace of Wands can talk about success, recognition, and some sort of new opportunity or taking action towards something. With Six of Wands and strength, this talks about having courage and having confidence with these two. It's all about like self-esteem with the Six of Wands. But these two combined, it's like, okay, working up the nerve. I'm going to get the courage. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to step into this Ace of Wands energy and take action towards pile number 3. Hopefully that'll create some sort of change with the wheel right above the Ace of Wands. But they're not sure about that. They're not, it's like they know they made a mistake, but they're not sure if you will forgive them, if you will hear them out, if you even want to receive closure. Some of you could have this person blocked. And this could have been a long time in making because we've got 2 10s here. 10 of Wands, and then the wheel is card number 10. We've got 3 6s. So it could have been like 6 to 10 months ago. And all of a sudden they want to come back around. That wheel's turning, right? Also, I'm getting a message for some of you. This isn't going to be for everyone. That if they're within driving distance of you, and this isn't like a long distance connection, which I wasn't picking up that it was, but it could be for some of you. If they're within driving distance, they actually want to drive to you and make amends and talk to you face to face. I think they're going to test the waters first with like a text message, a DM, hey, how are you? Just to see what you say. Some of them might be afraid that you cuss them out. And they're a little stressed about that. You might have a choice of words. Others of you, they see you standing in your strength, in your power. And for them, they think that if they contact you, you might actually just brush them off. Like, what do you want? It's been like, what, 6 to 10 months? Could have been longer than that, you know? But it's been this long and you're just now coming around to say something. It took you this long, really? So I feel like they're trying to work up the courage to say something, but they're also trying to figure out if they should even bother making that choice to contact you again, because they're afraid you're going to just reject them. You don't want to hear what they have to say. So yeah, I just see them having this epiphany and thinking about all the good times you guys had together, and they're getting emotional about it. They're really in their head about it. They've been stressed out. A lot of them have been throwing all their time, energy, and effort into work to try to forget about this with that 10 of Wands. So it's like, you know what, I'm just going to make money. I'm just going to stay busy and keep my mind off of all these games I played, the mistakes I made, the drama that happened. They're reassessing their choices, you know, but they're staying busy with work. I do feel like they're trying to make some sort of progress in their life, but it just feels like this person drags their feet. Like they take forever to make progress or make some sort of change. So that's what I see for you, pile number 3. I hope something in this reading resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.